Another Sports Performance Edge, brought to you by CNOS Foundation and Velocity Sports Performance.
We're going to run through the 7 steps of properly getting you into position to run the 40 so you can go Superman style. Those steps up to the starting line, 1 foot length distance, okay? Bring the other one back even. He pivots out, pivots behind, and now he is set. We're going to go into the next step, which is step 2, is basically the shoulder placement onto the 40. Okay, so we're going to get his shoulder placement set. Okay. Now on the 40-yard dash here, we're on the shoulder placement. We want the shoulders directly under his hands. We don't want his shoulders leaning forward over his hands. This would pop him up too soon. We don't want him back here below because that adjusts his shin angle. So we want his shoulders directly over his hands, which keeps him from popping upward as soon as the word go is set. And to go through the 3rd step of the process, which is loading the legs in the 40-yard dash. So as Anthony gets set and envisioned himself running down the track, he basically walks his hands back and loaded his legs up into a 45-degree angle. If his legs are too high or standing straight up, he's basically going to fall straight into the ground. If his legs are too low and he's way down here, as he takes off, he's going to stand straight up. Okay? So we want that shin angles at 45-degree angle and drive those just like we're loading the spring of a car. We can fire out and go. On the 4th step of running the 40, basically we're going to go through his head alignment when he approaches into the 40. Okay, I want their head aligned even with their spine, so his head is directly straight down, so it's aligned with his spine. If his head is too deep inside, tucked into his chin, as he begins to go, he's going to fall straight down into the ground. So if Ronald's head is way up high, if we said go, he's going to pop straight up. So we want his spine in line with his head, everything in a flat line. On the 5th installment of running the 40-yard dash, now we're going to go through his hip alignment. As Ron gets set, load back up into his stance. Basically, we want to look at his hips. We want his hips a little bit above his shoulders. If his hips are too low, basically it raises everything up and he has an arch in his back. If his hips are up way too high, then it changes his shin angle, and as he would explode out, he has no power and he stands straight up. For the 6th installment of the running the 40-yard dash is his hand placement. His hand placement is basically on his fingertips, right directly behind the line. We don't want his hand flat. We always want him on his fingertips. His power hand is loaded up into his pocket, which it basically fires through. If his hand is up here, as soon as his hand would go, that's when the clock starts. So we tell him to load their hand into the holster. As he fires through, he punches his arm as he steps. Go for it, Ron. And he's gone. We're back here with the last installment running the 40-yard dash, which is basically the focus, the tunnel vision of him finishing the race. So as he gets set up into it, the last thing that I want my athletes to see is the ribbon across. Take everything else out of their mind. So the only thing that he's envisioning is himself crossing the finish line. As he raises his hips up, loads his legs, his hand goes into his pocket. As the gun goes off, he explodes through, and he's gone for the 40-yard dash.